Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Chatting with Doug on this Wednesday, April 1st. Hello. It is your weekly time to ask this guy over here, Doug, all the questions that you've always wanted to ask him and not have to go to a convention, you know? So I see that we have a level 4 hype train going on over on Twitch.
Hype train!
Heck yeah.
Choo choo!
Hi, Chaplain. We love it. Anyway, and I see that we have lots of questions going on YouTube. So let's get to the rules so we can start with these questions. First and foremost, we give priority to the bit messages and super chat since that is some real world money spent towards the end of stream. We sometimes have time for highlighted questions over on Twitch or regular chat questions over on YouTube, but please save those for the end because we don't want you spamming the chat and repeating yourself over and over again because you can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do that. Please, over on the YouTube side of things, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Over on the YouTube side of things, we prioritize super chats that are $5 and over. We just get a large volume of questions, and this is a way for us to be able to prioritize all of that. So we will go back and read the ones that are less than $5 if we have time at the end. But again, we are trying to prioritize and get to those non-paid questions. I swear that we are, chat. Okay? Please watch the length of your questions. The longer it is, the faster we have to read it, the more likely we are that we're going to miss something and we do not have time to go back and figure out what you are trying to say. So short and to the point is better. Along those same lines, if you absolutely must break up a question or comment into multiple parts, please keep it to 3 absolute max. Again, we don't have time to figure out how part 2 relates to part 10 and what in the world you're trying to get to. So 3 absolute max. Also along those same lines, please keep it to 1 question per bit message or super chat. Again, we have over 100 people in our combined chats here between YouTube and Twitch. So it's just a way, it doesn't seem fair. Sorry, it doesn't seem fair if you get to ask 5 in 1 and other people have not even had a chance to ask 1. So one
Also,
question.
busters are sometimes allowed.
Whoa!
Yeah, he's like rubbing up against me. He usually doesn't do that in the middle of the stream, and now he's running away. Sometimes people are like, "Do you still have another cat? Do you still have Buster?" I do. I swear, he's just camera shy.
Yeah. Oh,
so he dropped by, and now he's never gonna do it again because he rubbed up against me. I held him up. He's like, "No, we had a deal," and ran off.
Oh well, you tried.
I figure y'all deserve to see.
Yeah. You tried. Where was I? Oh, no spoilers. Not everyone has had a chance to see the latest and greatest because holy cow, there's a lot coming out right now. There is so much coming out. We haven't all had a chance to see it. So please, no spoilers. There's the Mario movie. There's Daredevil. There's One Piece. There's Invincible. So just don't with the spoilers, okay? Just don't with the spoilers. Great, cool. I feel like I've missed something, but I also feel like I have not.
No swearing to me.
No swearing to you, Doug. Right. No swearing to you.
I think we're good.
Otherwise, yeah. I think we're good.
I think we got.
Okay, great. Then let's get to it. A lover of cinema, thank you for the 500 bits. Doug, are your Disney Sembers scripted or unscripted? I ask because they mostly sound scripted, but there are times where you'd say something that sounds like you aren't reading from a script.
Thank you. Actually, they are not scripted. But how do I put it? I don't talk to you exactly how I'm talking right now. Like I'm just talking like matter of fact, and there's not really any pauses or anything like that, or very short pauses. So I'll say something in the Disney Semper, and then I'll say something after thinking about it a little bit. And there's long pauses like that. So that's what it's like without the editing. So I do think about in between the pauses, but yeah, it's not written.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Which Cartoon Network main character do you like more? Steven from Steven Universe or Finn from Adventure Time?
For us. So Finn is a more interesting character, but in terms of the background, like where this person came from, Steven's pretty interesting. Um, I guess I'll say Finn, but like I said, it's pretty close and for slightly different reasons.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you watched Bradley Cooper's latest film, Is This Thing On? It stars Will Arnett in probably his best live action performance.
No, I remember seeing ads for it and it looked kind of interesting. It's another one where it just kind of disappeared. I didn't hear anything about it, so I just kind of forgot about it. Now I think it is on streaming or something. So yeah, I'll try to check it out. I think movies about stand up can be really interesting. If I'm pretty sure it's the one about stand up. I'm assuming with that title.
At Movies, thank you for the 500 bits. I know you think The Room is the crown jewel of So Bad It's Good and Garbage Pail Kids is the crown jewel of So Bad It's fascinating, but what do you think is the crown jewel of So Bad It's Boring?
Man, that's right because I forget about them so quickly. Uh, man, I mean, like
Quantum of Solace it made me mad because it was so boring.
that's
That's
pretty
the
good.
one thing a James Bond movie should never be is boring. And oh my god, Quantum of Solace
Yeah,
was like a slog.
that's pretty good. Honestly, like 90% of the movies Nicolas Cage did when he was trying to get a paycheck to, help his finances and stuff like that. Because I saw a handful of them and they were just so dull. And I'm just trying to remember, like, I remember what I can't remember. It was like Bangkok Saints, Bangkok Knights, Bangkok something. I can't remember, but I just remember seeing it and it just felt like I was looking at a blank screen the whole time. It just left no impression whatsoever to a point where I can barely even remember the name of it. So, yeah, I guess I'll go with that. I'm not saying that's like the ultimate. It's just the only one that I can think of where I'm like, that was so boring. And I kind of remember the name of it, and I can't even tell you what it was about.
Treg, thank you for the 500 bits. So I found out there was once talks of an adaptation of Gilligan's Island by James Gunn and Charlie Kaufman, of all people. It was a darkly comedic deconstruction of the show where all the characters, people we love, end up turning on each other and become murderers and cannibals. I don't know about you guys, but I would love to see that film. Thoughts?
It sounds amazing. Here's the thing: Kaufman and Brooks, not Brooks, Abrams are just so different. There's one or two things I guess you could say there's a little crossover with, but I imagine that would either really, really complement the design of the show because they so be on the same page of what it is, or it would just be a disaster. And the fact that it never came to be maybe indicates that that's what would happen, but maybe not. It could be just producers or whatever weren't on board for it. I mean, especially the idea of Abrams doing another, island show. But yeah, I mean, it sounds interesting to me. Let me put it this way: if saw it greenlit and there were ads and everything like that, like I would at least watch a handful of episodes. I wouldn't be like, that sounds dumb. Like, no, with those people behind it, I would be really, really interested.
Disney Nerd, thank you for the $5 super chat. This is part
Oh wait,
one
wait,
of
did you say Jim Abrams or
James
James
Gunn.
Gunn?
James
I
Gunn.
am so sorry. I heard James Abrams. That's a little closer. I can see that working better. They still have a lot of differences, but that would definitely work better. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they should green like that.
Disney Nerd, thank you for the $5 super chat. This is part one of three. Faster than a crawling snail, more powerful than a doorbell, able to review films that aren't even nostalgic yet. To
I
be
guess we'll wait
continued.
for part two. Okay. I wonder who it could be.
Banana Hoovy, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hello, Doug. We all know about your favorite movie, Brazil, but what is your favorite game?
Uh, Trying to think. Well, I mean, even then, like, are we talking arcade game? Are we talking Super Nintendo game? Are we talking board game? I mean, like, it could be a lot of things. I usually say in terms of arcade, it's so funny. My favorite game, I think it's Marvel versus Capcom 2. Before I used to say it's a toss up between that and Popeye the game, which I know sounds ridiculous,
Oh,
but if I
that
ever see
does.
Popeye the game, I'm like, ooh, it's just really, really fun to me. But I'm not even that great at it. It's just really fun to play. Uh, in terms of like other ones, like just straight up, what's your favorite game? I know it's gonna sound weird, but maybe like Castlevania 4, the Super Nintendo one. I just think that's about as perfect a game as you can get. It is so good. I mean, like it's one of those no notes games. So yeah, I guess I'll go with that.
I love chats like, you mean it's not Bart's Nightmare? Yes, chat. Sorry. Sorry to break the illusion. Case, thank you for the $20 super chat.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Is it coincidental that Robert Pattinson and Nicholas Hoult went from Robert Eggers' The Lighthouse and Nosferatu remake to DC films? I'm just gonna assume Bill Skarsgård is the next Mr. Freeze at this point.
uh, yeah, that's interesting. Probably coincidence, but you know what? Wouldn't be a bad choice.
JL, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Which Superman actor has gotten Superman right? Christopher Reeve, Brandon Routh, Henry Cavill, or Tom Welling?
Uh, I'm gonna sound like a doofus. Which one is Tom Welling? Is that the animated series? Who is that? Tom Welling,
I was thinking the same thing.
Superman. No, Smallville, which I still haven't
Oh,
seen. I hear it's
Smallville.
wonderful, but I haven't seen it. Uh, I mean, Reeve for me is still hands down. I mean, he is it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's still. When you think live action Superman, just you even say the name Superman. What's the first thing that pops into your head? Like it's him. It's him in that outfit. It's that movie, honestly. So, yeah, not to say at all the other people are bad by any means. I was really sad we couldn't get more Henry Cavill in like good Superman movies. Like the writing for most of them wasn't great, but he was good. I thought he like commanded that authority, and especially like in the second half of Man of Steel, there's just one scene where he's like walking, he's about to go fly, do this thing with like this alien ship, whatever, near the end. And he's just telling his plan to the military, and he's just walking with the cape floating in the wind, and he's saying what he's going to do and stuff like that. It's just like that was Superman right there. I didn't see Henry Cavill. That was totally Superman. And there's definitely moments of that that I feel like if there was more good writing utilized, he could have been a really stellar one.
Treg, thank you for the 500 bits. Since I won't be able to make it to your movies everyone disagrees with you on panel, I thought I'd share mine and ask for your thoughts. I'm someone who enjoyed Scream 7. I found it refreshing to see an installment that was more of a reconstruction of horror instead of another deconstruction. I also wasn't crazy about Good Luck Have Fun Don't Die, as I enjoyed the wild imagination but found its outlook way too obvious and narrow-minded.
Really, that's interesting. I wouldn't have jumped to that conclusion with that. I was in terms of Scream 7. I mean, I liked it fine. I'm not a big Scream guy, but I thought the kills were imaginative enough. I didn't see the last one or Scream 4. I haven't heard good things about them, but yeah, and when people saw it, I guess that the fan base was very divided by it, but it did really well, in terms of like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff. It looks like the audience score was good, but not that many people went back to see it, which is probably very telling.
The Disney Nerd, thank you for the $5 super chat. This is part 2 of 3. This amazing stranger, a man. Sorry, I didn't read ahead. A man with no sex appeal, Super Doug, processing mild, unimpressive levels of. Possessing mild, impressive levels of strength. I am butchering this one. Super Doug fights a never ending. To be continued, I guess.
Can't wait. I mean, to be so cruel to that '90s cartoon, I think that's so strange. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's someone seriously has some real hate for that character, but we'll just wait and see how it concludes.
KJK, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey, Doug, what's your favorite Stan Lee cameo?
Probably in the second Ant-Man when he's about to open his car and one of those shrink ray whatever things hits his car and it shrinks down. He just goes, "Well, the '60s were fun, but now I'm paying for it." That made me laugh so hard. And then the most clever is probably the Watcher. Everyone always talked about, and then to finally see it was really neat. But yeah, that was definitely the one where I get. Oh, and then in Amazing Spider-Man, him cleaning the room while they were fighting the background. That was pretty great too. So yeah, one of those.
Headshot, thank you for the $5 super chat. After Endgame, if you think about it, no one can truly blame anyone or say they wish they could have done different, because Strange has seen them all.
Uh, guess so. Guess so. I can't comment. You got it. It's perfect.
Levi, thank you for becoming a member for 15 months. Appreciate that. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Watch the Mario Galaxy movie. My main criticism is Illumination treats the film like people will break out in hives if they sit still for too long.
Yeah, I guess it kind of ties into my issue, which was I don't mind it throwing a lot at you. I just have to care a little bit about what's going on, and that should come from the character interactions. Just one or two back and forths that they have, and they just really don't. It all happens off camera. And that was a major, major problem for me. I get the feeling if that was there, it not to this extent, but it moved kind of similar to like the Spider-Verse movies where a lot is going on, but you know why they're doing what they're doing, and you know their emotions, you know how they work off each other and how they're going to react and everything, and that's part of the fun where that was missing in the movie.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you finished Recess? And if you have you started Buzz Lightyear of Star Command?
No, but thank you. That's the next one I gotta do. It's funny because I did finish Recess, and I liked it quite a bit. Uh, and I'm just taking a break for a bit to watch One Piece in the morning because I
Yeah.
usually box in the morning, and I'm just like I just want to get through it. I really like this show. I want to watch it. This is my chance to watch it. Um, and after that, I'll get back to doing the Disney shows. But again, it's like I forgot what they were, and that was one of them because somebody actually gave me a collection of the Buzz Lightyear show on Blu-ray. So I'm just like, well, that's pretty convenient. So yeah, I'll probably do that next.
Disney Nerd, thank you for the $5 super chat. This is part 3 of 3. A never ending battle against Disney live action remakes, disguised as a bald guy who looks exactly like him, Doug Walker.
Yeah, but look at He-Man. I mean, all he had to do was take his shirt off, and suddenly, oh, who is that? We don't know who that is. So, I mean, stranger things have fooled people.
Ice Luigi, thank you for the $20 super chat.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that. Hey Doug, saw your review of the Mario Galaxy movie. I'm planning to go see it this coming Friday. Did you find it a step up from the first movie? And without going into spoilers, should I expect any high expectations?
No. But I did come around to still recommending it because I am a Mario fan. The only thing that was improved upon was the visual style. And that isn't just, oh, it looks pretty. Like when they're showing something that looks good, they really take time to let you take that in. Like it still has the camera shots zooming around and then bouncing around and stuff. But there's a lot of scenes where they're just looking at the stars and the stars are moving and they're just taking it in. Like those moments are great. Uh, and like I said, you just need a little bit more of the characters working off each other to make it feel like, yeah, this really, really works. I was really on the fence about it, but yeah, that's the only thing I think was really elevated. Everything else is kind of what you think. Oh, there's that character. Ooh, neat. That person did that. I recognize that. And I think it's what a lot of people are looking for. To me, it did it just good enough. So, like I said, I'm really on the fence about it, but I don't think it's gonna like win everybody over like the first one did with the audiences. So yeah, which is funny because I was making fun of critics for the first film, like, oh come on, lighten up, blah blah blah. And this is one where I'm like, man, I'm really on the fence about it. So I'm leaning towards go see it, because I'm a Mario fan, but it's really close.
Taylor with Ty, thank you for the 500 bits. Thoughts on Easy A?
I didn't like it.
Oh, really? You didn't?
Yeah,
I
no,
really enjoyed it.
yeah, the idea was good, and obviously the acting was good. I just thought I don't know, the tone, the writing, and everything just felt off. You know what it is? I have a big thing when a movie about high school really doesn't get what I feel is like high school, right, and how people talk and interact. Um, and everything just felt very off in that movie. But maybe if I watch it again, I'll realize like that was the point. Like I don't know, you can watch like Mean Girls and be like, well, nobody has this many zingers. Yeah, that's the point. That's the idea. So maybe if I watch it again, I'll catch on more about sort of the style of it. But yeah, but it's not a bad idea. And again, it's good actors and everything. I know a lot of people liked it when it came out, but yeah, it didn't grab me.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, how far are you into One Piece Season 2 and your thoughts? Side note, James Gunn's reboot is the DCU, not DCEU.
So confusing. Well, why? But it is expanding, isn't it? It's limited. It's a limited universe. I don't know. I don't know how it works. Anyway, but good to know. What was the first question? Oh, how far am I in One Piece?
Yeah.
I'm up to where they're about to visit the witch. Which again, I'm glad I can say then that's not a spoiler. But yeah, about whatever episode that is, I think it's like the halfway point. So I am up to there. I'm still really enjoying it.
Big M, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey Doug, would you have liked a Batman versus Superman film with Christopher Reeve's Superman and Michael Keaton's Batman? Also, bad credit card.
Ah! And of course I would have. Oh my god. That's something you still see people like Photoshop stuff. I'm sure do AI stuff, trying to put them together and everything. People do like edits of them working off each other. It's like, yeah, it'd be amazing. But even by that point, though, by the time, well, I was gonna say by the time Keaton's Batman came around, like you would have to go like right into that movie because Reeves wasn't old yet, but he would start to look weird if you put him in the Superman outfit again, like right, any later than like 90, say. So yeah, no, but of course I would have loved to have seen that.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 500 bits. I've been on a real war movie binge lately. I'm curious, who are your favorite military characters from film or TV, whether they're boots on the ground soldiers or high ranking generals?
That's a good question.
That is like any military characters.
Yeah, I mean, some, you gotta love just for the bombacity of it. Well, and kind of the realism of it too. The drill sergeant in a Full Metal Jacket is pretty fantastic. Because you don't usually see that in war movies, or if you do, it's a small part. I mean, that's like half the film. What else? Actually, another Kubrick film, Paths of Glory. I really like just a lot of the characters in that. I think the guy two of the guys that are going to be, that are on trial, I'll say that, that they really dive into. One is going to be, one's acting tough and then he breaks down, and the other is much more sensitive and he's having a hard time holding it together, and then he toughens up. And I like that change. And then the other guy is there to kind of be a prop, but that's the idea. Like he's knocked out, he's unconscious, but they're still gonna do this terrible thing. That's kind of the idea of it. So yeah, that's one that really stands out to me. I guess I'll go with that, but yeah, I'd have to really think about. That the Christoph Waltz psycho from Inglorious Bastards. I mean, what a just a horrific character, but he just plays it so well. Yeah, there's some for you.
Larry Lester, thank you for the 500 bits. Why weren't there any skits in today's Nostalgia Critic?
Because I got sick. Well, not sick's the weird word to use. The fatigue did knock me out. I flew back from a convention. I was knocked out all of Monday. We usually shoot Tuesday, and I thought I'd be over it by Tuesday, and I wasn't. I woke up, I couldn't form words or anything like that. It was tricky even putting the text together. So yeah, I had to cancel the shoot. We might do what we did with Muppet Treasure Island, and maybe like just do an audio recording of what we were going to do, because it is written, it's there and everything. But yeah, we just, like I said, once a shooting day is canceled, it's, especially in my current state, it's really hard to move it around and be like, oh, we'll just shoot it this day. Like it's just my brain and my body don't work that hand in hand anymore in that respect. So yeah, but we did just shoot this past Tuesday. So
We did.
2 weeks from now, you will get one with the cast.
KJK, thank you for the 500 bits. In your Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End review, you said that Beckett would have been better if he were more like Belloc or Donovan from Indiana Jones. Not that I disagree, but what do you think made those two work as opposed to Beckett?
There's a little bit more of a charm and an openness to kind of how diabolical they are and how like they're just doing something as a means to an end. There's almost like a quiet joy to it where I didn't get that from Beck. I saw the very like he's just being evil to be not to be evil, but because he just wasn't that well defined to me. He just seemed very stiff up Olivia with just doing this. But even that's not enough. You could go bigger with that. Just the other ones just had such charisma and were so interesting. Whenever they talked, you listened to everything they said. And I just never listened to Beckett at all. Like, I can't remember. There's like one line I remember from him where, oh, what do you say? Like, the new currency is like, oh, land or something. See, I can't remember that line. But yeah, he's not like one of the worst characters ever made or anything. I just think for the big villain in a Pirates of the Caribbean movie, he's pretty dull.
JL, thank you for the 1,000 bits. While people didn't like Superman Returns, I liked it. It felt like a real story after two in a different universe.
Uh, when I first saw it, I was a little bit more open to it. I didn't think it quite worked, but I was like, I don't know, it almost worked. And then watching it again was pretty rough. And a lot of it is the time span. It's not the only thing, but when it's like, I mean, how long was it? Like 2.5 hours, something like that. And it just clearly didn't need to be. That's really what kind of killed it for me. But it's nowhere near like the worst Superman movie or anything like that. There's far worse.
A lover of cinema, thank you for the 500 bits. In the midnight screening review for Hoppers, you questioned who was the voice of the bear character. Well, I can tell you right here and now that the voice of the bear was comedian Melissa Villasenor. Sorry, I
Yeah.
messed that up. I'm
No,
sure I
I
did.
can never say her name either. No, I looked that up later and I'm like, man, that makes sense because I know she's like very talented in terms of doing like impressions, and stuff on camera too, but she does a lot of voices. Uh, and it's a good combo because she can impersonate people, but she can also kind of create these fun voices that just immediately have like an identity to them, a character to them. And that bear was one of them where I was like, I want more of this bear.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Breaking Bad, I know that despite being well written and well acted, you don't really like Walt. So I was wondering, what do you think of Jesse? While Walt scoops to a lot of lows that makes it hard to feel sorry for him, Jesse I think is very sympathetic and there are so many times where I feel bad for him.
Yeah, I don't like him either. Though. Like again, that's not at all saying he's written bad or he's constructed bad. That's not it. Um, he's just someone who is just so angry and so complainy and just thinks the world owes him not owes him a living, but he's just so constantly pissed off that it kind of gets grating on me. But again, I know that's the idea. It shows why he's like that, and the same thing with like the family and the cop that's like trying to crack all this and everything. Like I said, it's not at all a fault of the show. It's just my interest in really gravitate towards them. But like I said, when Gus, Michael, and Saul get involved, that's when I'm like, okay, now I like these three. Now I'm really getting into the show, and that's obviously why I like Better Call Saul better. I'm not even saying it is a better show. It's just something that's much more up my alley.
Trip, thank you for the $5 super chat. When are you going to review the Animaniacs reboot?
I don't know when I hate talking this way. It sounds so pathetic, but when my mind's able to do it, when it's up to it, kind of thing. Because I was, oh, actually, no, hold on. I was either gonna do like a vlog video on it, kind of like an old versus new, but now I think I might do a Disney Sempra because it's on Hulu, and that's technically owned by Disney. So it's one of those things that just be a huge loophole. And I'm kind of thinking to myself, if I don't do it there, I don't think I'm ever gonna do it. So I probably should. I probably should just, kick it out there.
Talons of Water, thank you for the $5 super chat. What was it like growing up as the kid of a Navy vet, Doug? I ask since I'm the grandchild of a U.S. Navy commander. I assume you had to move everywhere.
Oh yeah, big time. Every 3 years we had to move somewhere else. I was born in Italy. Uh, gives you an idea how much we had to move around. So I don't know. For the most part I didn't mind. I guess looking back, I could see how moving around from place to place and having to give up friends and go to, a new place and try to make new friends and stuff, it could be rough. But it was also it made me more adaptive. I feel like I can socialize with people a lot better because I just see different parts of the US and different towns and the differences between so many. And I did make a lot of good friends over time. I moved to a place where maybe I didn't fit in very well. I didn't get along with people, but by the end, by the time we are about to move away, I became friends with a lot of people. And that's something I don't know if I could pick up if I was only in one place. And I think I've definitely seen. I mean, we see it now, especially with the internet. Like people, they do get in their bubbles, and me too. I'm not gonna act like I never do, but I think because I grew up going from state to state so often, I do see different people, and I don't look at them as much as well. These people good, these people bad, these kind of good, these kind of bad. It's like no, I can. I see like the different environments and the different points of view and stuff like that. So I mostly saw it as like a good thing. And yeah, there was always something kind of cool when you go to like the Navy base or like the commissary, something like that. And anytime my dad would walk around, they'd have to salute, and that was always pretty cool.
Multi Sabata, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey Doug, have you ever seen either version of Cape Fear? They're both great, and there's a new show coming out with Javier Bardem.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I've seen parts of the original. I should sit down and watch the whole thing because what I saw I really liked. I don't know. I maybe I have to see it again. It might be one of those things where I'm just missing what the tone was because the remake I just thought was so cartoony and so ridiculous. But that could be the point. That could be the idea. So I should probably give it another chance. But yeah, whenever I saw it, I was just like, Is this meant to be a comedy? I'm not sure."
Epic Kevster, thank you for the $5 super chat. Now that you've played the best Mario game, Galaxy, and the best Sonic game, Generations, time to answer the ultimate 90s question: Mario or Sonic?
Mario. It is. I'm sorry. You know what it is? When a Mario game really works, it's just so stellar and anyone can pick it up and play it. When a Sonic game works, you have to really know where things are and sort of the layout. And it's very good at laying it out in a way where it feels like you're doing all this cool stuff when really all you're pretty much doing is like going forward and occasionally jumping. Uh, but it makes it look like you're going through loops and scoops and jumping up and all that stuff. Where with Mario, I don't know, anyone can kind of pick it up and get the idea, the feel of it really quick. Where, like I said, with Sonic, I feel like you have to really know the layout of the land in order to play it well. Where I feel like most people can pick up a Mario game and get pretty good at it pretty fast. Where Sonic, I feel like kind of takes time. But that's also kind of the charm of Sonic is that it is very quick, and when you do master it, whoa, it looks so cool. Like it's just the coolest thing, all this stuff flying at you. So maybe I'll say that in terms of like a fun game to watch a speed run of, Sonic has that down. But in terms of just imagination, playfulness, spirit, the look of it. I mean, Mario really is, hands down the best.
JL, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Did you prefer The Batman to Superman 2025?
Yeah, a lot. And again, I'm not gonna say the movie's perfect either, but I mean, most things when it comes to Batman, Superman, I'm gonna like Batman more. That's just more my speed. But they're both good, and they both are different, and I like that. They should be very, very different. So that's nice to see.
Larry Lester, thank you for that 8-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back. Appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you. Devox, thank you for that 70-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hello, Doug and Heather. I've just came back from a toy convention and was hit with a wave of nostalgia. What were your favorite toys growing up?
Oh, Ninja Turtles, big time, man! My collection was crazy. I had a giant laundry bag. That was also a Ninja Turtles laundry bag. I'm not kidding you. It probably reached, if you put it down the floor, it probably reached to about there, just filled with Ninja Turtles toys. When they said they just couldn't make enough toys in enough time, like it was because of me. I was buying, all of them. So yeah, that was my big thing. And whenever I do go to one of these like conventions that have like old nostalgic stuff, if I ever see, I think Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters, that's the other one, where whenever I see the toy, I do get that hit of nostalgia, like, oh, I can smell the plastic, kind of thing.
Yeah, I really liked, Polly Pockets. I had a whole bunch of Polly Pockets. My Samantha American Girl doll, very specifically my Samantha.
Mm.
I had a couple of Care Bear stuffies that I loved. Yeah, that's
I
those
was
are ones I have good
chosen
memories. Oh, I had a
today.
little stuffed Ewok too that I
Oh, it's
loved.
adorable.
It was very cute. I love Ewoks. No one could tell me otherwise. Um, Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In The Mask of Zorro, what do you think of Don Rafael Montanaro? He is one of my favorite film villains.
Uh, I like him. I'm not gonna say like he's one of my favorites or anything, but he is good. The guy plays him very well. He's menacing. He's smart. For the amount of information they have to cram in that beginning, he plays it like there really is a long history between him and Zorro. So, and even years later, when years passed and he knows he's back, I love when he says, it's just one man. He said, is it one man? Damn it, it's Zorro. Like you feel it. You really feel like, no, you don't get it, kind of thing. So yeah, no, he is structured pretty well.
JL, thank you for those 5 gifted subs over on Twitch. Appreciate
Mm.
that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 49-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back. Doug, I am making animated videos using something called Meshy. I think it would be funny if I had a scene where my characters were at a restaurant and someone shows you at a back credit card. All of a sudden, you get mad, attack the person, then you get beat up and arrested by those cute little robots called Corlings. Specially patrol. Yeah, specially patrol Corlings. What's a Corling? You'll have to find out. What do you think?
Go for it. Even if I said no, somebody else would probably animate it anyway, just out of spite. So yeah, go for it.
Alex, thank you for the $5 super chat. Going to see the new Mario movie tomorrow. Excited for it. Looks good.
Yeah, it's a good big screen movie. I get the feeling people are gonna like it. I could be wrong. But I don't think it's gonna take much to win people over with a movie like this. I think they want to just see their favorite characters on screen, do fun stuff, look cool in these cool imaginative worlds. It has all that. So yeah, if you're looking for that, you're gonna have a good time.
Jace, how thank you for the $5 super chat. A James Gunn Superman review and not even one Brightburn joke. It could have been used in the scene where Kal-El's parents reveal his true mission on Earth. Fail.
Terrible confession. I haven't seen that movie, and I should because I've heard good things about it. And I love the way he did. That was it. Super. It's either Super or the Super. I can't remember, but I loved that movie. So the idea of him doing like this dark, twisted take on Superman's origins, like, does sound really cool. So yeah, I should fail. You're right.
Big M, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey Doug, would you have liked a film with Matt Salinger's Captain America, Lou Ferrigno's Hulk, Eric Kramer's Thor, and Nicholas Hammond's Spider-Man?
Oh, just in general, sure. I mean, altogether, absolutely.
Dolphin Crescent, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, for your international commercials, please cover the Cadbury Cream Eggs Zodiac commercials.
I don't know if I saw that one. I'll try to keep an eye out for the next one. Yeah, we already got it written and filmed and everything, but I'll try to keep an eye out for next time.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. This month will be the 3-year anniversary of the Owl House finale. I missed the show, but I'm looking forward to the graphic novel coming out in the fall. Will you get it?
Uh, Maybe if someone reminds me to get it, because sometimes I do like reading those, like the continuations of the show. I did read the one about like finding out what happened to Zuko's mother and everything, and it was good. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, wouldn't mind checking that out. I bet the artwork could be really cool too.
Sean49 Doctor, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey Doug, did you ever
Hi.
see the 1947 film The Sin of Harold Diddlebach? It was Harold Lloyd's last film he ever made due to his falling out with his writer-director Preston Sturgis during the production.
Uh, so again, I'm not very good at remembering the titles here. I get the feeling I would remember this one. Yeah, just looking at it, I'm like, no, I don't remember this one. No, I have not seen it, but I will try to check it out.
Mr. A, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you ever read the Super Mario Adventures Continued? It's a fan continuation of the original comic series that has a large following.
Really? Let's see. What was it? Super Mario Adventures Continued?
Continued. Yeah.
I see. Oh, look at that. Okay. I'm a little curious. Yeah, maybe I'll. Man, there's a lot of issues though. I will do my best. But yeah, sounds kind of interesting.
Ultimate Frozen fan, thank you for the $5 super chat. Mario Galaxy Movie is another splatty tomato, meaning Sonic Movie 3 remains the only video game movie to be certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
I thought the other Sonic movies were fresh.
I was
Weren't they?
frozen
Oh,
today.
Was the first Mario movie not?
the first Mario movie was not. No.
Oh, okay.
But I will say it just barely. It was like 50. Before it was lower. It was like lower 50s, and then as more critics chimed in, it got to like 59%, something like that, which is still technically the majority. But I get it. You want something that's a little bit more like 60 and above. I get it. So that one's a little on the fence. But yeah, right now it's like in the mid 40s, something like that. And again, that's not surprising. Like I said, even I was kind of on the fence about it. But like I said, I think it's still worth seeing if you're a Mario fan. But yeah, I really thought the other Sonic films did okay. Like, not great, but I thought they did okay critic wise. Maybe I'm wrong.
JL, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Did you see the remake trailer for Scary Movie yet?
The remake trailer for Scream. Oh, I see what you're saying. Just the new trailer. Yeah, it's funny. I can almost predict what I'm gonna think of that movie. I think I'm gonna see it opening night with a big crowd, and I'm gonna laugh, and I'm gonna think it's cool to see a scary movie, film on the big screen again. And then when I watch it, when it comes to streaming, I'm gonna say this isn't very good. I just get the feeling that's what's gonna happen. I could be completely wrong, but because the scary movies I've never been huge into, like there's stuff I really like in it, but it's just not again kind of my speed. But I have seen them with audiences, and it is fun. So I just get the feeling that's what's gonna happen, but I could be wrong. We'll see.
Brett, thank you for the $5 super chat. What is the best genuinely good M. Night Shyamalan movie? Not the ones that are so bad they're good.
I was frozen.
Well, I mean,
today.
Sixth Sense obviously is probably his magnum opus. I think The Visit's pretty fun because it's meant to be a comedy. So if it's awkward, that kind of works with it. I'd have to look at other M. Night Shyamalan movies. Look at a list of all those other ones here. I mean, there's not a ton. Split's kind of half and half. Man, is that it? Oh, Unbreakable is good. I do like Unbreakable. Again, it has some issues, but I do like it. Yeah, that might be it, actually.
Amazing. Wow.
Oh, and of course, Last Airbender. Come on, no.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Gravity Falls, what do you think of the relationship between Stan and his brother Ford? I like how in the falling out between them, they are both kinda at fault instead of just one being right and one being wrong.
Yeah, I like that. I believed it. They're very different, but I still believe them as brothers. I could see them growing up. I see when they talk to each other, they have this long history and everything. No, I thought it worked very well.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. I mean, the Brightburn scene when the kid deciphers the ship's message, take the world, before his laser eye scream would have been a perfect cutaway gag for it.
Well, now I don't need to see the movie. No, I will go see it. But yeah, that is why I didn't. Because I literally didn't. I haven't seen it. And like I said, I should because I heard it's very good.
Benjamin, thank you for the $5 super chat. What do you think of Beowulf 2007? It's the weirdest thing I've seen, and I would love to see what you think of it.
It's another one I haven't seen, and I should. Rob said he's like, I can't say it's good, but it's very entertaining. It's just crazy, weird, goofy, like over the top as hell. So one of these days I'll check it out.
Joe RCK, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate that over on
Thank you.
YouTube. Welcome back. Do you like Aldi's?
Uh, it's fine. I don't have any extreme thoughts one way or another about 'em, honestly.
How about Aldi's nuts? April Fools, got him.
Ah! It's good. Good.
Got him.
I
Uh,
approve.
Ultimate Frozen fan, thank you for the $5 super chat. But it'll still make $1 billion because it's Mario, the most popular, albeit overrated video game character ever. What's so great about Mario compared to Sonic?
Oh, I mean, Sonic's great. I'm not gonna tell you. I mean, but a big part is just the games are really, really good. I mean, yeah. Is there anything really that deep about Mario or the setup or anything? No, not really. But it's very simple. Anyone can recognize him and get the idea of the game and everything, and the spirit of the character and all that. And there is a timeless quality to him, definitely. The charm of Sonic is that he was everything Mario is supposed to not be. So he's super, super fast. He's very 90s. He's very of that time. He's got all the catchphrases. He talks a lot where Mario, didn't back then. He barely said anything. But no, am I gonna, especially for how far video games have come, am I gonna act like, no, this is one of the most complex, interesting characters? No, but anyone can see him and get an idea of what he's about and, enjoy playing him. He's supposed to be kind of like, you know, he's supposed to be like Superman or I don't know, Kim Possible or all these other characters where they're a blank slate and you're supposed to imagine yourself as that person. Where Sonic is supposed to be the cool kid, the cool guy, and everything, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with that either. But it's not surprising when Mario has more of a connection with people because he's literally designed to be that.
Deshaun, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hi, Doug. Good review today. How about doing a review of The Scorpion King or 2014 Hercules, films where The Rock has better, real, more hair than he does as Maui?
uh I never did see that Hercules one. I guess I heard it wasn't awful, but it wasn't very good. Um, Scorpion King, I remember being actually pretty bland until the end. It does have a great finale, just a really fun, cool way of like taking out the bad guy and honestly just wrapping up everything. The way everything wraps up in that last moment, I thought was pretty fun. But everything else about it, I thought was surprisingly kind of forgettable. Uh, Let me put it this way: I probably do the Mummy 3 before I do the Scorpion King. But I don't know, man. Maybe there's demand for it, so we'll see.
Spike Bebop, thank you for the $5 super chat. How many shonen anime have you watched?
I'm gonna sound like a dummy. Shonen is like Dragon Ball
Yes, like
ish,
Dragon
right?
Ball,
Okay.
Naruto, One Piece, Bleach. Yeah.
Maybe I don't know what that means. So
I
what
was
is like
frozen
what
today.
counts as that then?
So it's has a young man most likely as a protagonist. A lot of them started in a magazine called Shonen Jump.
Oh,
They're more
interesting.
like
Okay.
action based, very much like aimed towards like young boys and young men. Full Metal Alchemist,
Gotcha.
I think, is technically a shonen.
Okay, well, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these other ones, I know what they are, and I've seen bits of them, but I've definitely not seen them all the way through, or even the majority of them. But I will say, there's some I do really want to see. I mean, after seeing the live action One Piece, I really do want to see the show now. I just have to dedicate half of my life to it. And then with Dragon Ball, honestly, kind of the same thing because there's a lot of episodes too. Uh, when we were doing Dragon Ball Evolution, then I think also Toonami, uh looking at the clips from both Dragon Ball Z, I actually was surprisingly getting into it. And I always would see clips of it on Toonami or whatever and be like, this isn't my thing, whatever. I saw some of the moments everybody knows, like over 9,000 and all that. I remember that leaving an impact, but it just wasn't grabbing me. When I was watching it from the beginning, I'm like, actually, I'm kind of getting into this. So, yeah, one of these days, again, I mean, this would have to be after like I retire or something like that. But I would like to sit down and watch both of those because they were grabbing me quite a bit.
Matthew, thank you for the $2 super chat. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Amphibian Owl House, which character do you think has a better arc? For me, it's Anne. I like how she learns to be less selfish and accept and love herself for who she is.
Let's see. Better arc. They are kind of similar. I I guess going by the finales, maybe I'd say Anne. It's funny. I would say I probably like Luce a little bit more as a character, but in terms of like an arc, I would probably agree. I think about what they do in that big finale, and it's definitely a the have your cake and eat it too kind of finale, but does work just enough, and you do still get a sense of like sacrifice to it. So yeah, I guess I'll go with that.
KJK, thank you for the 500 bits. In Superman, I don't think Lex made a mistake when he killed that guy in the prison. He set that entire interrogation up for no other reason than to taunt Superman. Him saying, I didn't think that would go so quickly, was him being bummed that he couldn't drag it out more.
But that's the thing. He would be aware of how much. If there's anything that guy takes more seriously than his business and victory and stuff like that, it's his enjoyment. And I think he would have something else planned for when he would finally kill that guy because he knows that would be an option. Again, his brain is all numbers and algorithms and what's the chance of this happening and everything. So I feel like he would have some sort of trick ready to drag that out as long as possible. In fact, maybe he would even aim for like different parts of the body, his arm, his leg, and then, get closer to his head. Like that, I could see it doing. But yeah, just, oh, that went quickly. I wasn't planning on that. Like, come on, he's not going to mess up this sick, twisted side of himself that wants to enjoy somebody else's misery. He's going to drag that out as long as possible. He's going to figure out a way to do that as much because that's his own personal enjoyment.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen the film Red Rock West? It's criminally underrated and one of my top favorite Nicolas Cage movies.
I don't think so. Let me see. Yeah, look at that. Good people in it. Yeah, Dennis Hopper, Larry Flynn Boyle. No, I don't even think I've heard of it. Looks cool. Yeah, I'm trying to check it out.
TJ O'Donnell, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, Doug and Heather, I'm glad you decided to review Superman. While the film has flaws, I worked on it as a production assistant, and it was one of the best experiences I ever had. That is wonderful to know.
That is. No, that's well, you probably know this. A lot of actors talk about if a film is good, great. You legit don't know. So much of it is the journey, is the experience of making something and all trying to come together to hopefully create something good. But you have no idea if it's going to turn out good or not. So at the very least, if there can be a good story behind it and a fun time and everything, like that is really nice to hear because for many, that is one of the reasons they got into it. They got into doing this work. And it's, as you know, it's very, very stressful. So the fact that it is such a good experience, it sounds like people are having fun and stuff like that. No, that's especially for a production that big. That's wonderful to hear.
Future movie actor, thank you for the $5 super chat. How come you didn't mention the end credit stinger from Dennis the Menace when Dennis ends up karmically trapping Andrea, in the copy machine?
I don't know. I saw it. I was wondering if I should do anything with it. You know what it is? I didn't put much focus on it in the review. So I was kind of like, well, is anyone even going to. I'd have to go back and work that in. And the review was already like the appropriate length and everything. I'm kind of like, I'll just skip it.
Trip, thank you for the $5 super chat. Ever read Flowers in the Attic?
Yeah, a long time ago. And I saw the TV movie that came out a long time ago too, which was both very gothic, very serious, and very goofy at the same time. Which I remember being very entertained by. But it's been a long time, probably not even high school, maybe late middle school. I read that. I remember liking it. But like I said, it's been a while.
TJ, thank you for the $5 super chat. Also, would you ever consider reviewing Rat Race for its 25th anniversary this year? I think it's funny and still holds up even today.
Okay.
Okay, great. Win, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey Doug, my favorite NC review is one you did about Shyamalan's Airbender film. Do you think you'll ever go back to that live skit review style?
I mean, I still work it in when I can, but like I said, I still have cast reviews, every other week. And like I said, this one's an exception because the fatigue did knock me out. But that is the reason why I don't do it as much. It's I just literally don't have the brain power to do it. Not just to write it, but to plan out the shoots as well too. I mean, even just editing now, I used to be able to like edit the
I was
clips into a
frozen
review
today.
like in one day. It'd be a long day, but I could do it, and now I have to split it up into two, sometimes even 3 days. It just sadly is the way it is. But with that said, I'm so happy. Not only that I started off with a very simple style, so if I do go back to it, people are pretty open to it, but also that people have been so open to it, and they've been okay, they understand, and they'll still come back and keep watching it. So yeah, that really, really means a lot. It's just the fact that with a lot of people that have this and have it much worse cases than I do, for a lot of them, they just can't work anymore. I feel like even if I had like a 9 to 5 job, I could still work, but it'd be really, really rough. So the fact that I can still do this job that I love, that I can be creative around, and there is still an audience that comes around and watches me, even though I can't put in the same amount that I used to, that really, really means the world to me. So, like I said, just to everyone, not thank you for not only staying around, but thank you for being so patient with all this and so understanding. Even when I announced that I had this, I thought there'd be at least a couple being like, faker, or oh, it's been bad for a while. What are we gonna notice? And just everyone's been crazy understanding about it. So yeah, it really does mean the world to me.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade, which villain do you think has the better death? Belloc or Donovan?
Uh, hmm. Probably Donovan, because you get to see it a little bit more. Wherein Raiders, it is great, especially that yell is great and the explosion and everything, but they had to put the fire in front of him to keep it a PG, which doesn't do crap. It's still horrifying to look at. The melting faces is far worse than explosion. So, yeah, I guess I'll say him just because you can see it in more detail. But both are very, very impressive.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. You don't need another film to do a Sonic month. Just throw in the 6-episode Knuckles series in between Sonic 2 and 3. I haven't seen it, but heard it's good.
Uh, yeah, I don't know how many people would. I mean, okay, yes, there would be people who watch it, but I know there's another Sonic movie coming. It's like I might as well just wait and do a month dedicated to it.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey Doug, here's a riddle. I am more powerful than the gods, more evil than the demons. The rich need me, the poor have me. If you eat me, you will die. What am I?
I got nothing.
I saw what you did there, Doug. I saw what you did there. Future movie actor, thank you for the $5 super chat. Recently rewatched the prequel trilogy for the first time in years, and despite the more questionable choices, they each hold up really well, honestly.
I know a lot of people that still really, really love those films. I don't see it. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I see it if I grew up with them. I feel like I would like them, and I would like them because they'd be bright, colorful, and silly. But I feel like they would probably be trying to talk to me as an adult, even though I was a little kid, and I would like that. But because I saw them as an adult, I'm just going to see all the errors. I'll say this: was it Revenge of the Sith? It's probably the closest to like a legit, really good one. Like it almost works. I do wish they could flesh out more of like Anakin and Padme and just again the obvious things that people complain about, but the stuff that works was really cool and really effective. It's the first time I felt like I was watching a Star Wars movie in those prequels. But you're not alone. There's a lot of people that really, really like those movies. And I think another part too is probably because a lot of people have also grown up with Clone Wars that have really helped flesh out those ideas
Very true.
to a point where now people can probably look at those movies and be like, well, the acting's a little awkward, but I know what it's trying to do. Yet you know that because you saw this show that was very, very well put together where we saw it and we're like, what is this? How is this supposed to be good? Kind of thing. But like I said, these writers and directors came in and said, no, 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 we'll fix this. We'll make this make sense.
JL, thank you for the 1,000 bits. What were your thoughts on The Whale with Brendan Fraser?
I liked it. I do feel like it's a little bit of a retelling of The Wrestler, which I know that guy also did. And I know it was a play that existed uh before that movie came out, but I thought it was well done. It got a reputation of it has a great performance in the movies. Good. I think it's a little better than that. I think there's more to it, but I'd be lying if I said, oh yeah, it's a 4 out of 4 movie. Like it's not that, but I would say like a 3.5 out of 4. I think it's a pretty solid film.
JL, thank you for the 1,000 bits. It looks like Spider Man 98 is confirmed by Disney Plus after the comics did really well. Hope it does well.
Yeah. You know what? After 97, X-Men 97, I'm kind of like because even if you weren't a fan, 'cause I know some people that didn't really get into the original X-Men animated series and they watched 97, they were like, this is really good. So maybe the same thing will happen because I never really got that into the Fox Kids Spider-Man. Like I say, it was just a little too fast, a little too uh I don't want to say corny because, of course, it's going to be corny, but it was just too quick. Yeah, I felt like I couldn't get involved in what was going on. They're throwing too much at you, but maybe they can really do something with this one. And honestly, the more I was thinking about what they do with X Men '97, I'm like, yeah, actually, maybe they really can flesh out a lot more stuff. The more I think about it, that's actually getting me a little bit more excited about it. The more I really mull it over, yeah, maybe there is something there.
Matthew, thank you for the $5 super chat. Are you guys doing any cons near Houston, Texas?
We're in talks. We're literally in talks right now. Yeah,
Hopefully.
if it looks like it's happening, we'll definitely announce it and let you know.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Do you have any plans on playing Indiana Jones and the Great Circle? It's a fun game that feels very in line with Raiders and Last Crusade and has a very fun villain.
Yeah, I think we're gonna try it. I don't know
Heck yeah.
when. I do want to try. I'd like to review it for Disney December. I don't know if we'll like do it next or if we'll like vote or what. I don't know, but yeah, we'll probably finish up Mario Galaxy and then I'll play it at some point because I definitely want to play it. I could get a review out of it. So yeah, at some point it will. I just don't know yet when.
Future movie actor, thank you for the $5 super chat. While I enjoy the sequel trilogy, while making it up as they went made it unpredictable at first, leaves less consistency. Struggle with the through line.
Yes, I think most people did. And that doesn't mean that a movie, a series, or anything like that has to always be planned out. There are good movies and shows and everything where they don't know where it's going to go and they could make it up as they went and turn out okay. But it's kind of the minority. And what made Star Wars, for all its faults later on, still something that people like to return to was because it was clearly one person's idea, warts and all. And then he'd even go back and try to get rid of those warts. And ironically, he make the warts bigger, but you know what I mean? So I think the fact that that was always there was a clear vision, whether people saw it as a good vision or not, or inconsistent, whatever, it was one person getting his way. And there was something very pure about that, where I think it started off as, hey, we're bringing Star Wars back. Here's something like what you've seen before, but a few little surprises and twists, whatever. And then one that was trying to kind of surprise your expectations. And, people are split on it. I thought more work than didn't. But then the last one, yeah, just was clearly trying to backpedal on a lot of stuff. And that just does not show a vision. It does not show confidence in the story. And once in a while, I think you can change up a little something, while you're making it. Even Lucas scaled down Jar Jar, as the movies went on. But when you're doing it with the majority of what you're making and what you're doing, I that's not going to be satisfying to anyone, I feel like.
Christian, thank you for the $5 super chat. A video that might seem silly to you. Look up Happy Meal by Patrick Boyven.
Boyven. I love that name. Boyven. Happy Meal, Patrick.
And that's Boiv.
No, it popped up.
Okay, great.
Ooh, I'm just already looking at the imagery here. I'm so excited. This looks like fun. I'm gonna check this out.
Ted, thank you for becoming a member over on YouTube. Welcome. And
Thank
then,
you.
Ted, thank you for the $10 super chat. Best
you.
April Fool prank pulled at Channel Awesome. What's your question? What do you think it would be?
Oh, what would it be?
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember, I think the first year we had an April Fools, we had the three big characters I was doing at the time. Nostalgia Critic asked that guy and Chester A. Bum switch places, and that was kind of fun. I know there's people that always plan something big and do something cool, and I'm like, man, that's awesome. I just don't have the time / the brain power for it, so I always feel bad when I can't come up with something. But now it's been so many years I haven't. I don't think people are expecting it. So yeah, I don't know.
My favorite one that we ever did was back when me, Ayana, and Walter were filming Orbit Report. Ayana wrote a skit, and it is a mock of all the new streaming services that were coming out. And so it was a pretend commercial, a mock commercial of the Channel Awesome streaming service. And the biggest feature was Doug mode, where you could turn on Doug mode and then all of us were just Doug, and Doug got in costume and did impressions of all of us. It was very funny.
Was it April Fools where you also did the bit with your sister where you would switch her out, or was that something else?
That was just for top 5 worst Full House episodes.
That was it, because of the twins. Yeah, man,
because
that was
we were
so
doing
funny.
Mary Kate and Ashley bit.
Yeah, and just seeing who would notice that. Oh man, that was so great. That was so funny.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. How would you rank the 3 Zucker Abrams Zucker films? Airplane, Top Secret, Ruthless People.
Man, I mean, it's almost not fair to throw that in there. I do like that film quite a bit. I guess I would say Airplane would be first, then Ruthless People, then Top Secret. Let's do that, so it gives everybody a fair shake there.
Future movie actor, thank you for the $5 super chat. I personally would have preferred a live action legacy sequel with Aluli, I never know how to say her name, Carvalho as an adult Moana. Way too early for a live action remake right now.
Well, again, it's not even live action. It's the exact same effects from the 3D animated one. That's one of the reasons it looks so odd, because at least, God, this is really sad to say this, at least with the Disney live action films, the thing they got right was that they were adapting hand-drawn. Hand-drawn to 3D looks very, very different. But the 3D looks exactly the same, almost exactly the same, so it just makes it even more pointless to do.
Mr. A, thank you for the $5 super chat. Are you aware that Red Letter Media did a review of review of the Garbage Pail Kids movie? Apparently Mike and Jay grew up with that movie.
I almost did. My mother forbid it, and I'm actually very thankful she did, because I love the cards. I was so excited to see a movie on this. I just couldn't believe there was a movie on this. And I'm pretty convinced it would have made me dumber. And case in point, look at Red Letter Media. No, I love Red Letter Media. I really legit like them a lot. But yeah, no. I should check it out. I guess I'm a little curious to see what they would say about it.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In the Sonic films, what do you think of Tom? I like his father-son relationship with Sonic, and I think James Marsden brings a lot of charm to the character.
I don't like Tom. I don't like the people, unless it's Robotnik, and even then he kind of took a while to warm up to. I don't think we need the people. I don't get into them at all. I don't blame the actors by any means. They're doing their best, but it's just a weird setup. It shouldn't have been that way to begin with. It should have been focused on, the animals. That was always the idea. Um, bring them into the real world, I think, is odd. So I think the fact they do try to get it more into that bizarre, crazy animal world, like that's where the fun is. That's where the fun of Sonic is. So yeah, he's not my thing. Maybe if they did something new with that setup. I mean, we literally just saw it in Hop. I think when the trailer first came out, I just said, I just showed the clip of him driving with Sonic. It just says Hop 2. Like that was it. It just looked like exactly the same thing. So, yeah, he's not my thing. But I know a lot of people like it in the live action world. They like the people and everything. And it's like, okay, fair enough. They're not the worst or anything. That's just not Sonic to me. I just don't make a connection there.
Devin, thank you for the $5 super chat. Howdy, have you seen Project
Thanks.
Hail Mary yet? Any brief impressions if you have?
No, it's funny because I just assumed my wife would have no interest in seeing it. And then out of nowhere, she was like, "Have you seen Project Hail Mary?" I'm like, "No," and she's like, "You want to?" I'm like, "You want to?" Because she's not a big sci-fi person at all. She's like, "Well, I just hear it's good. I hear anyone can see it and have a good time and everything." So we'll see. Maybe I'll see it this weekend. If not, then probably Undertone because she likes horror films, and yeah, that'd probably be the one we would see.
Future movie actor, thank you for the $5 super chat. Wondering if you intend to do reviews for any of the Clerks movies. Wanted to make sure to ask you the next chance I got. Haha.
So I did the first one for Disney December. I'll do all of them because there's three, right? Yeah. The second one I really didn't like. But I haven't seen the third one, and at first I heard it was good, and now I'm hearing like mixed things about it and stuff. So actually, I'm very curious. But I'm trying to do the Kevin Smith films like kind of in the order I saw them. So the next one would be Chasing Amy, and then Dogma, and then probably Clerks too, because those are the ones. I'm sure I saw other ones in between, but those are the ones that are kind of like the biggest deal that like kind of stand out to me. So yeah, gives you an idea.
JL, thank you for the 1,000 bits. And yes, I think Spectacular Spider Man should finish.
Yeah, so well, I think that's what made me even more angry about a Spider-Man 98. I'm like, oh, come on, Spectacular's right there. But I also get it. They want to follow in the footsteps of X-Men 97. Like I said, maybe this is the first time I really thought about it. I'm like, yeah, maybe there could be something there. If they take the same approach as they do with X-Men 97, they do slow it down and they make it a little bit more adult and they really go more into like what that character could be going through with that animation style in that universe. You could probably do some really cool stuff.
Future movie actor, thank you for the $5 super chat. Plans to still do Harriet the Spy for its 30th anniversary this year. Been wondering ever since I asked when you were going to work it into your rotation.
I'll give it a look. I didn't have it on the list, but it's like, 30 years. All right, maybe there's something there. I think part of it is there's so many other Nickelodeon things I feel like I gotta look at, like Wild Thornberries is one. I'm like, yeah, I should give that a look. Um, the second Good Burger movie, I know a lot of people want me to see, so there's a couple in there, but it's like, yeah, I think that has a following, so maybe it makes sense to do.
Brett, thank you for the $5 super chat. Rewatched your review and Brad's review of Knock at the Cabin. It's funny how much you two disagree. Is there another movie where you two disagree so much?
Uh, I really liked him. He hated it. I'm trying to think what other one. I like Scream 7, but again, just enough. He's much more of like a diehard Scream fan. He really likes those films. Uh, where I'm like a fan in passing, kind of thing. So I think that kind of explains that. Um, I think some of the Disney live action remakes he's a little bit more lenient to, but he even agrees, like, yeah, I kind of grade him on a, you know, what they call it, on a curve because he knows they're going to be bad. So he's like, okay, just don't be insufferable. Like I think he liked Lilo and Stitch, fine. And a lot of people did, to be fair. Um, but I've seen that movie quite a few times, and I do the stuff that works really, really works. I was sad not to see that in that movie, but again, it's nowhere near the worst. So yeah, gives you an idea.
Future movie actor, thank you for the $5 super chat. Plans for a Shaun of the Dead NC2. Wouldn't be surprised if you intend to do so for Nostalgiaween in the future.
Uh, I don't know, because I have a horrible confession. I like that film. It's very smart. It's very clever. I'm not a big zombie film guy, so when it just becomes a zombie film in the last chunk there, I kind of check out. I find it a little boring because I know these tropes, I know these cliches, I know all this, but I also know that's the idea, is that it is kind of becoming one of those films. I would have liked it more if it did it more like Hot Fuzz, where it becomes those films, but still a satire of it the whole way through, and they keep upping the satire while really, really leaning hard into the tropes. Where I feel like it just kind of became a zombie film in the last third, with the exception of the ending. The ending's pretty funny, but because of that, and I know a lot of people really, really like that movie, I feel like I'm gonna let some folks down with it, and I don't have a major passion to talk about. I have more of a passion to talk about like Hot Fuzz probably, which maybe one of these days I'll do that. So yeah, but I'll probably do something like after I did Brazil and Across the Spider Verse. I'm like, okay, there I can talk about these movies where it's like a million things going on. I can talk about a ton. It is possible to do this. So Hot Fuzz would be tricky because that's technically my favorite comedy. Not favorite film, just favorite comedy. Ha ha, laughs being thrown at you and everything. Um, so I'd have to think about how to do that.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Since you reviewed How to Train Your Dragon last year, I was wondering, will you review the other two?
Uh, I have to check. I don't know if that did crazy numbers. But again, it might be one of those where like maybe it's slowly building because every once in a while we'll have a movie come out or a review come out and it looks like it does nothing, so I go add to it. But then like I don't know, 4 years later, I'll suddenly be like, oh, it just passed a million views. Okay, well, maybe I should do a follow up. So I'll see. I'll go back and see how it did. But I like the sequels. I think they're good.
Minnesota Superstar, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey Doug, so I was watching your
Hey.
old review of Mamma Mia and Mary Poppins Returns, and I have to ask, why so hate Meryl Streep? Lol. Just want to know, what are your real thoughts on Meryl Streep?
Um, she's fine. I think that's
She's
part
an
of the thing.
absolute treasure, Doug.
Yeah,
Shut
absolute
up. No.
treasure. Yeah, that's what everybody says. No, she is good. I'm not gonna say she's bad, by any means. There are times where she can give a performance that is definitely a notice the performance kind of thing. Dustin Hoffman kind of does the same thing, which is why I've never seen Kramer versus Kramer, even though I hear it's great. Um, and I'm sure they're right. I'm sure they're very good in it, but there is a she doesn't do it all the time, and that's why I do say she's legit good. She is very good at what she does, but the sort of end all, like this is the epitome of great acting, never going to be topped. I'm like, I don't know about that. There's just a few too many performances where there's a little bit too much of an awareness of the performance where I can't quite say that. But she is good, and I think there is always kind of this eagerness of when you can kind of take someone down a peg, even if they're fine. If you can kind of take that down a little bit and say, hey, see, they're human and they're not flawless. They're not this magical entity that you say they are. Maybe I'm kind of hitting more back at like the response to her, the reactions to her. Like maybe that's part of it. But I believe people when they say when they work with her, not only is she very talented, but she's very sweet, very kind, very giving. I believe all that. So yeah, it's not like a hatred I have for this person because, like I said, she is talented. I think it's more an annoyance for the not the persona. What am I looking for? The like almost the myth around her, the mythical element around her. I'm still here. I'm just closing the blinds here.
Christian, thank you for the $5 super chat. For Heather and Doug, have you seen any speedrunners like Mario 64?
I've seen what's that channel? Summoning Salt. I've seen several of those, and I that's another instance where my wife, I think it was during COVID, and I'm just putting on stuff while I'm working out. Again, everybody's looking for stuff to watch, and I found that channel. I started watching them, and she is just like, "You're kidding." Speed runs of Mario Brothers. this thing's like 5 hours long. It's about friggin' speed run, and I'm like, he makes it very interesting. And she just could not wrap her mind around this. And I'm just like, just, you got to trust me. This is really, really interesting. And she saw like the millions of views, the millions of views. What is wrong with these people? I'm like, he really, really makes it interesting. So, yeah, have I sat down and watched that many? I mean, like one or two. Just to kind of see like, oh, what did they do? And especially if the speed run's like 2 minutes long or something like that. But yeah, the stories around them were surprisingly fascinating, and the little glitches they find and how they found them, where it even started, where they started recording it. I think that's always kind of the fun part is who's the first one to like document it because there's just somebody. It's like, I don't know. I guess this doesn't exist. Let me try. And I don't know. I feel like an excitement for that person, for the first one to do it, because that's just kind of neat. Somebody said, "This doesn't exist." Well, here I'll be the first one, and I don't know. All of that is surprisingly very fascinating. Even though she's probably right, it shouldn't be. There's so many more interesting things in the world, but I don't know. There's a fun little delightful charm to all that.
Yeah, I would say she's not necessarily right. The speedrunning community is super interesting. I've even seen a couple of speedruns done in person and like, yeah, just the glitches that they can find and like how to manipulate games to even just cut off that fraction of a second to just get faster and faster. It's so fascinating. I think it's super cool to see how people can, break the game in certain ways to make a speed run go fast. And also, it's cool to see how fast people already start speedrunning games like the second that they come out now. Like I've already seen a couple of
Hmm.
speedruns. Well, I haven't watched the whole thing because I'm still playing it myself, but I know there's already speedrunners doing Resident Evil 9. Like that game just came out last month and people are already doing speedruns of it and just trying to keep that record and get that record. I think it's really cool.
And to her credit, I don't know if she has ever played a video game in her
Well,
life.
there we go.
She will play the phone games, which technically do count, but you know what I mean. Like a
Yeah.
game that requires a controller, she'll play like kind of Tetrisy, or Candy Crush games, but which are video games, but ones that have like a beginning and end characters, all that
Mhm.
stuff. She just usually get into.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you seen Public Enemies with Johnny Depp and Christian Bale, or The Public Enemy with James Cagney that has the famous grapefruit scene?
I've seen parts of The Public Enemy, and obviously I know that scene. I think most people know that scene, but I remember being. That's another one where I should sit down and watch the whole thing because I think it was on Turner Classic Movies quite a bit, and it would be on, and I think I have seen it just out of order. I remember it being very good. Public Enemies, I remember it looked good, but it was kind of boring. But I don't remember being like awful or anything. It didn't leave that much of an impact on me. But I do remember there was kind of an excitement because they were shooting it in Chicago,
Heck
so
yeah.
there was always kind of a cool thing. It's like oh, I saw Johnny Depp walk down the street. Holy smokes! But yeah, but the movie didn't leave that much of an impression on me.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. I wonder why the 1977 Spider Man show has never gotten a physical release officially. There are a ton of bootlegs.
Did you say 97 or 77?
They said they put 77.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're talking about the right one. Hold on. Spider-Man 77. Okay, we are talking about the live action one. Yeah, I want to make sure it wasn't the MA one because I know there's a 7 there too. Yeah, I don't know. I never that's one of those where I've seen the memes, I've seen like honest trailers talk about and stuff. I've never sat down and watched an entire episode. Maybe I should. It just doesn't kind of look like my thing, but it is weird for all the Spider-Man media that's out there. It does kind of feel like there's something you could probably cash in on there.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Last week, you said that your favorite character was Raven. Who was your least favorite character? For Teen Titans, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I mean, are we talking about the main characters? Or are we talking about just
I
any
assume
of
we're
them?
talking the main characters because last week when they asked, they were asking specifically
Yeah.
about the main group.
Um. Trying to think. probably Cyborg. I feel bad saying that because he's not a bad character. He's totally fine. But if I have to choose out of that lineup, yeah, probably him. Honestly, it would be Beast Boy if they didn't give him some interesting stuff, like sort of like the backstory and like the romance he has and stuff like that. Kind of made him a little bit more interesting. But yeah, and Cyborg has some stuff going on. But yeah, if I gotta choose, I guess him.
Evan, thank you for the $5 super chat. Apologize if dupe. In your Superman 2025 review at 3 minutes and 23 seconds, you show a graphic referencing Superman 237. It's driving me nuts looking for it. April 1st?
Sure. No, it's not. I had to go back and see what that is. I mean, like I gotta see the what I'm referencing there. I gotta see. Am I talking about the what was the time stamp again?
At 3 minutes and 23 seconds, you show
Yeah,
a graphic referencing Superman 237.
Let me see just on Superman 237. See if that rings a bell at all.
Yeah, they said it's driving them nuts looking for it, so.
Yeah, I mean, an issue popped up. I'm not recognizing it from using it in the review. So yeah, I have to go back and check. I don't know. I'll say this: I was probably just grabbing a random comic or issue or whatever. But yeah, I got to look at the context of it. I'm sorry.
Sean, thank you for the $20 super chat, and I apologize
Thank
because I
you.
know we've done this bit before, but I can never remember the tune of what you're referencing. When danger rears its ugly head, she bravely turned her tail and fled. Yes, brave Miss Heather turned about, and gallantly she chickened out, bravely taking to her feet. He beat a very brave retreat, bravest of the brave Miss Heather.
Yes, though I don't know. I know what it's referencing. I don't know why. It's my Python, the Holy Grail, but I don't know why.
Devin, thank you for the $5 super chat. While you did review a lot of Pinocchio films in 2022, you didn't do one of the Guillermo del Toro stop motion Pinocchio. Truly heartwarming.
It is very good. It was not what I was expecting. I really thought. I mean, I don't know why I thought it would be more kind of like the original story, like it just be straightforward, but setting it during wartime and everything else, just like, okay, I wasn't expecting this. But it did surprisingly kind of work. But it threw me for a loop. So it took me a while to kind of warm up to this idea, but as it kept going, I'm like, okay, the sort of the bullet points that it hits of the original story, they are kind of here, and setting it in, that war does kind of make sense. So, yeah, no, I thought it worked very, very well. And again, I love that it's the people that animated the stop motion for like Return to Oz and stuff like that. I thought that was very, very cool. It's just nice to see a stop motion film like that. I think the style that we get now, which isn't bad by any means, the Leica stuff, but they're kind of it. They're all that we really have now. So I think seeing something that really did look different, you wouldn't look at and say, oh, that's Leica. You would say, no, this is, something different.
Treg, thank you for the 500 bits. A film that everyone seems to disagree with me on is James Gunn's Super. While it's definitely not for everyone, people I know keep comparing it to Kick-Ass, but I saw it as James Gunn's Taxi Driver, a film that really turns the superhero genre on its head and gives a deep and disturbing look at a guy who thinks putting on a suit and fighting people he believes to be bad is a sane and righteous person. It might be Gunn's best film, in my opinion. Thoughts?
You just said them. I mean, 100% agree. That might be my favorite film of his too, actually, the more I think about it. I was very blown away when I saw it, and especially it just did not give me what I thought I was going to get. And especially from the advertising, and just the fact that it's James Gunn, you get an idea of what it's going to be. But it really is old school James Gunn, where he wasn't quite the big name yet, and he could kind of get away with a little bit more, and he could experiment a little bit more, and he could be a little bit more risky and daring. And I'm not saying there's none of that anymore, because there certainly is, but with that one, just definitely the choices made and everything. I mean, there were a lot of moments where I'm just like, wow, I did not think this is the direction this was going to go. I like it a lot more than Kick-Ass. I think Kick-Ass leaned too much into the superhero stuff and the goofiness, which is fine, But then when it had to get really real and dark and disturbing, it felt very odd and out of place and awkward to me. Where I feel like the Super just did so much better and balanced it out really, really well. And I like the vagueness of the ending. You don't know what to take out of it. Yeah, I'm with you. I'd have to kind of look at a list of his films, but that might be my personal favorite of his.
Future movie actor, thank you for the $5 super chat. You planning to do the Native American haha in the cupboard sometime? Seems like it'd be asked for quite a bit.
I was gonna do it, I think a couple months ago, and then I can't remember, something snuck up on me and I couldn't do it. So I do have the movie. I never have seen it. I should sit down and actually why because I read the book. I remember liking the book as a kid. Um, so yeah, I don't know. It might be another January movie because I don't know what the response to it would be. So if I don't know if there's an audience for it, I you should do it in January because the ads are always garbage. So if it does great, wonderful. If it doesn't, well, it didn't really lose us that much. So I'll probably do it around then. I do still have the movie though.
Red Cyphers, thank you for the $10 super chat. Cautiously looking forward to the Star Fox movie that Illumination definitely wants to make. Not sure how they'll handle the story, though. The premise is quite a bit darker than any Mario game.
Yeah, like they gotta do something different with that. Not that I was like put off by what they did with him in the Mario movie. No, that's fine. But if you really want to do this type of film, you can still make it goofy, obviously, and even kind of do it in the style that they were showing when they were showing the backstory and everything. But I'm with you. They need to have some dramatic weight to it that can still have a hint of that silliness in there, certainly. But yeah, it needs to take some risks if they're going to do that. I think you need to bring in like a different director, a different, kind of style with it. You need to push some boots to it. You know what I mean? Like you need to really bring in something fresh and new with it that has a little bit more weight. And I hope they do because I think that'd be a cool idea.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have either of you seen Free Run? I don't
What's it
think you
called?
have, dog. Free Run.
How do you
It's an
spell it?
anime. Free Run. FRIEREN. I have. First season was really, really good. And gorgeous. The animation is beautiful. I
Yeah,
still
I was
haven't
gonna say I'm
watched.
looking at the some of the pictures here. Yeah, you're right. The animation looks really good.
I still haven't watched the new season. I still haven't watched the new season of Spy Family either. I got really behind again on anime. I always do. I always do. But yeah, no, the first season of Free Run I really enjoyed. It was one of those that my husband watched before me, and then he was like, "I'm telling you, you gotta watch this. The hype is real, and it's earned. You gotta watch this." And he was right. It's a fantastic show.
So this is a weird question because I'm looking at this. I'm actually like, this looks like a show I would really get into, but kind of in the same way it looks like Kino's Journey a little bit. In that, is it super flashy, crazy, and a lot of action, or is it a little bit more quiet and slow moving? It looks like it'd be a more quiet, slow moving show. But I see that scepter she has. I'm like, well, that kind of looks like a Magic Girl thing. So,
It's
well,
more
like, what's the
quiet
mood
and
of it?
reflective. It's a lot more quiet and
It
reflective because it's basically about Freerun as the main character. She's an elf, so she lives much longer than humans. And she starts to go on a journey with like a new group of adventurers. But as she goes on this new adventure with the new group, she starts to think about one of her old adventure parties that kind of impacted her and shaped who she is without her even like realizing it in the moment.
that sounds really good.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, I know there's a ton of animes. Oh, you gotta see this. You got blah blah blah. This really looks like something that'd be up my alley. I might want to like make a little extra room for that. Like, I might try to seek that out because that does sound really good. Are there a lot of episodes or no?
Oh, no, there's not too many.
Okay, I really like Kino's Journey, and that looks like that has a little bit of that vibe. So yeah, I might go out my way to try and make room for that one.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Adventure Time, who do you like more, Bubblegum or Marceline?
Oh, Marceline, come on. Yeah, I mean, she's got the guitar, she's got the axe, she she's a vampire. I mean, come on, she's got the incredible backstory. Yeah, no, all of that. And Bubblegum's fine, but no, Marceline's where it's at.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Could you replay Super Mario 64 after you finish Galaxy?
Not right after Galaxy, but we have talked about it. Like, would it be fun? Because I just over and over say I don't like not just 64 games, but like especially Mario 64. So like it might be fun to do at one point. Maybe just one stream where I try it again.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. While I didn't get into the first season of the live action Avatar, there is something I am looking forward to in the second season, and that is seeing the live action version of the most beloved Avatar character, the Boulder.
Yeah, that's true. Um, yeah, I keep forgetting it's even coming out. Every once in a while, I'll see a little ad. I'll be like, "Oh, right, that's coming." The first season just left no impact on me whatsoever. So I'm sure I'll watch it and I'll review it. But yeah, there's not really much excitement on my end.
Hyperdevil Fangirl Boner, thank you for that 65-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I'm just going to come out and say it. I like the wall review. I thought it was very funny, visually interesting, and some of the songs were stuck in my head afterwards. I bet you're expecting me to say April Fools at the end of this, but the joke's on you, since I do genuinely like it. Ha! Take that, Doug! Hey, wait a minute.
um, I knew one day I would find you. Um, no, that's totally fine. Now, with the songs are very hummable. Well, those are literally the songs from the movie. That's Pink Floyd, and there's a reason they're so memorable and great. Um, yeah, no. Every once in a while, somebody will have me like sign something from the wall and say like, "How'd you like this review and everything?" I'm like, "Cool, awesome." I mean, that's. I'm not gonna say no, you need to hate it like everyone else. But I get why people don't like it and why it was like this, a big thing and everything. Like I said, I like to experiment. I like to try different stuff. It's not all gonna pan out. You got to take the punches with it, like a big boy and everything. But yeah, to me, that's better than it's better to take those risks and have it fail than never ever try doing anything risky. But like I said, you got to take what comes with it, which, like I said, is those punches. And I know that's part of the job going in. And honestly, I'm surprised it took this long to hit a review that reaction. Like I said, I'm talking about Star Wars and Sonic movies and stuff. I feel like this is the stuff that would, really get a huge backlash. But no, you just take it and, learn from it. And like I said, that was during a very what am I looking for? Not transformative. Like I was changing styles.
Yeah, it's like an
Back
experimental
then.
time.
Yeah, and it was definitely back when I did more jokes than kind of say my real thoughts about something. So I was kind of experimenting with that. And there is stuff in there. I will definitely say that it's not meant to be taken literally. That is probably the biggest thing I want to emphasize because I hear that a lot. And it's like, I get it. I can't act like, why do people get this idea? No, I do understand. That is like the one thing I do want to say. No, it is not meant to be taken super, super literally. But no, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And yeah, especially anything again that can get people looking at that great music is always great. I mean, not that it needed help getting attention, but yeah, it's amazing music. And it's a good film. It's a really good film. I do like it.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you ever seen the show Shrinking with Jason Segel and Harrison Ford? I know a lot of people love it, but for me, I find the characters more frustrating than endearing.
That's what I thought I would think watching it, so I didn't put it on. But I have heard a lot of people, like people whose opinion I really trust, say it's a very, very good show. Um, one of these days, maybe I'll check it out. But I had the exact same fear as you. Hearing that doesn't make me want to give it a look. But again, I do know a lot of people who usually don't like that kind of stuff, and they said it's really, really good. So at some point, I'll probably give it a look.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Teen Titans, what do you think of Raven's father, Trigon? I'm so sorry. It's been a while. Can't remember which way to pronounce it. I think he was the best villain the show had.
Uh, I don't say the best. I do like oh now I'm blanking out his name, but Slade or
Yeah,
whatever. I
Slade.
really like him a lot. Um, but he was good. I always like. it's always fun when you see a character as unique as Raven and you hear parent, whether it's mother, father, whatever, and you're just like, yeah, what would the parent of that character be like? And again, because she is so powerful and everything, it's like, oh, what would the father be like? And he doesn't disappoint. He's very, very intimidating. And I like the big to be continued you know, they do where she's like confronting him and stuff like that. No, I thought he was pretty well handled. I like the art style around him too, the way they utilize like that. I forget what you call it, but that black and white power, you know, that she uses, and the way they utilize that, and then just the world he lives in and everything. No, I thought he was pretty effectively done.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Happy April Fool's Day, Super Doug and Heather Krill.
Thank you.
Right back at you.
I mean, not thank you, because it's April Fool's. I don't know.
Hyper Devil Fangirl Boner, thank you for the 500 bits. Whenever I think of the Wall review, I always think back to when I first watched it, which was a couple of days after it was uploaded to YouTube. My first thoughts after seeing it was, I'm so buying the album Doug and Rob Scallon did together, and then after buying it, I really want to paint the album cover for some reason.
Somebody. I never thought of that. Yeah, like just the white bricks and everything. Yeah, just on the original wall too. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I guess if I was a little kid, I probably wouldn't want to fill those in. Yeah, and he did a great job. I think replicating that music and everything. I think he did a phenomenal job. So yeah, no, definitely. Thank you so much.
Hero, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey Doug, I got a question. Would you be open with collabing with Wrestling with Regret for a video one day? Also, why is Heather a shrimp? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, looks fine to me. Something on your end, I think. What's it called? Wrestling
With regret, but spelled the regret also has a W.
Oh, I
W-R.
see.
That's pretty. I can't, read it correctly without being like wrestling with wigwet.
With regret. Will we? I'm not aware of it, but it looks like big surprise. Talks about wrestling a lot. I'm not a big wrestling guy. I have nothing against it. I actually think I usually say I love hearing about wrestlers and the art of wrestling and everything than watching actual wrestling on its own. I do think the backstories and what goes into it are very interesting. It's just not my thing. So I don't know a ton about it. I saw a little bit when I was a kid, you know, Hulk Hogan, Sergeant Slaughter, Andre the Giant, all that. But yeah, it's never been my wheelhouse. So probably not, but I hope he does well.
Christian, thank you for the $5 super chat. Did you participate in a Robot Master contest for Mega Man 5 since people have design Robot Masters for a contest for Mega Man Dual Drive next year?
Maybe. You know, there's so many things I've done that I'm just like, especially if I look at my IMDb, I'll be like, what was that? I did that. So I might have. Who knows?
Shane Samuel, thank you for the $5 super chat. Oh, Chai M. I can't read today. Been a fan since '08. The Amazing Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man. I know you're much higher on it than most as well.
Yeah, well, since the Holland ones came around, especially No Way Home and the Spider-Verse movies, those I really like those more than Amazing Spider-Man. But before then, yeah, I mean that was kind of it was my favorite because that was just a little bit more my speed. And again, we didn't really have the MCU yet. And aside from Dark Knight, superhero movies just weren't taken that seriously yet. And again, I like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man film, but they are goofy and they are kind of silly. And now I've grown to really like that because we do have so many superhero movies now. And I like those are unique and they kind of stand out. But at the time, that's kind of all we had. So Amazing Spider-Man was a little bit more my speed compared to those. But there's a lot of things that are objectively better in the Raimi ones too. But yeah, I think it kind of gets unfairly looked down upon. I'm like, there's a lot of stuff in here I think is really, really good.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Teen Titans, what do you think of Starfire and Robin's relationship? I like it, but sometimes I think sometimes I think the will they, won't they went on a little too long.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because it's called Teen Titans, I just kind of assumed that was going to be part of it. But they did have really good chemistry, and I bought it. Uh, yeah, it didn't bother me as much as I thought. Maybe because the same reason it didn't bother me too much in X-Men Evolution. Because that's kind of the age, and there's enough other things going on that, if I'm remembering it correctly, there weren't too many episodes where it's just them, whatever, misunderstanding and dragging that out, at least not in an annoying way where it felt like they were the first ones doing it. You know what I mean? It felt more like, well, that's just that age kind of thing. So I felt like they could get away with it a little bit more.
Treg, thank you for the 500 bits. So I finally saw Return to Oz for the first time, and I think it does a much better job adapting the tone of the books than the 1939 film. I do like the iconic adaptation, but this one is my personal favorite. Which one struck a chord with you more personally, and why?
No, it's not. It's Return to Oz. Wizard of Oz is everything everybody says it is. It's a masterpiece. It's emotional storytelling. It's structurally a better film, and it is very different from the books, but that's fine. And especially back then, they did it all the time. Um, but in terms of which one did I watch more, did I get into, is more my style, more my speed, and everything. Yeah, that seems to be the word I'm using today. More my speed. I've been saying that a lot. Yeah, it's Return to Oz. I've seen it. I don't even know how many times, and I've seen the original Wizard of Oz quite a bit, but I know I've seen Return to Oz much, much more. And we had on VHS. I watched it over and over and over. Um, yeah, I'm definitely not saying it's objectively a better film, but you're right that it is closer to the tone of the books, and that one combined two stories. I thought did so actually pretty effectively. So yeah, I personally like it more. It is a little bit apples and oranges because they are just such. I mean, they're separated by several decades. And it's just a different tone and everything, but. Yeah, but I'm not objectively saying it's better. Objectively, the original Wizard of Oz is probably better.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. What movies are you looking forward to this summer compared to last summer?
Let's see what's coming out here.
The new Spider Man movie.
2026 movie. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Let's see. Oh, they're listing films already. Hold on, let's do summer movies. It's just naming ones that already came out. Well, Moana, obviously. God, so many sequels.
So many sequels.
So damn many.
Oh, Chad is saying The Odyssey.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I'm not as like, I know it's like one of the big stories and everything, but I'm not like as super hyped as like I think a lot of other people are. Um,
Wow, you think you know a guy.
then you know, guy. Yeah. Maybe because I've seen it done so many times, but I guess I haven't seen like the definitive version either. There's not really a definitive one out there, so maybe there's something to that. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, well, no, that's October. I was gonna say the new Terrifier, but that's October. Yeah, a lot of them are coming out later,
Yeah,
like in
because Dune's
fall or
later.
winter. Yeah, uh, yeah, it might just be Spider-Man. I'm sure there's others, but yeah, just the list I'm seeing here. Yeah, that's like the only one that's really like in terms of this
Hmm.
summer. I guess Street Fighter kind of looked fun. I guess I'll say that.
Diddy Miss, thank you for the $5 super chat. I think you're unfair to Mickey Mouse. He has more pathos and vulnerability, at least in his 30s films, than many characters of his time.
uh, I mean, he's not like an awful character. He's not a bad character. It's funny because I think part of it is that we so associate that kindness and that gentleness with being safe and marketable. And that is a shame when you think about it, because those are all good qualities. But yes, he will have moments where he'll, especially in those old 30s films, you're right, where he'll, have failings and get angry and mess up and stuff like that. But I think because we do connect so much of that to something trying to be so safe and marketable. They're even saying that about like Mario now, like with the new movie, like, oh, they're not leaving much of an impression because they're trying to be too safe with him. where it's done fine. Like I said, especially in those old 30s films where he could, like I said, mess up and get angry and all that, but we still liked him. Um, so I don't know. He's not a bad character. I think I just think of so many other characters that are more interesting. But he does fit in very well when you give him a very interesting environment. You think of like Sorcerer's Apprentice, that playfulness, that mischievous side and everything really works in something like that. So I'm not gonna act like there's no possibilities with him at all. That's not true. But it's trickier. But at the same time, maybe that's kind of what makes him stand out a little bit more is that you have to try a little harder uh, for him to stand out, and you have to work a little harder on the environment. Maybe he is like Alice in Alice in Wonderland. It's like he's the blank slate for everybody. So maybe there's something to that.
Danny, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hello, Doug and Heather. Question for you both. What is the worst adaptation of a book that you've seen?
Well, it hasn't come out yet, but that Animal Farm looks pretty word for word. um,
When
yeah,
I
man.
when I taught 6th grade literature, we used to watch all the movies that would go with the books that we read, and, the Tuck Everlasting movie, I was never impressed with. I really enjoyed teaching the book, but, man, I was never impressed with that movie, and I didn't like the changes that they made between the
We
book and the
started
movie.
that movie and I don't even know how far we got. It just felt like an eternity, but it was like 5 minutes. It was so boring. We just had no interest. No, I know one because it's one of the worst remakes ever as well. The Haunting,
Oh.
the Catherine Zeta-Jones one, because that is technically based on a book. And yeah, completely missed the idea on every level. Yeah, I'll say that one.
Justin, thank you for the $5 super chat. Just wondering if you're going to watch the new Harry Potter series when it comes out. Are you a fan of the movies at all?
They're fine. They don't grab me. I always say if you want to know my thoughts, almost beat for beat, there's a guy called the Cosmonaut Variety Hour who reviews all the movies. Everything he says, I agree with. Just replace "it's great" at the end with "it's okay." But everything he lists out, the things that work and don't work about them. Like I completely agree. Just when it's all said and done, at the end he says, and that's why I love it. I think you could just replace it with, and that's why I think they're okay.
We might have to pick up.
And yeah, I might see the show. We'll see.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to pick up the
Pick it
pace
up.
a little bit. Yeah, we
Gotcha.
got a whole bunch of questions the last 5 minutes here.
Gotcha.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Do you have any plans on reviewing Transformers 1?
Maybe one day. We'll see.
Hyper Devil Fangirl Boner, thank you for the 500 bits. If I'm ever lucky enough to meet Doug in person, I want to give him the painting I did as a gift and say, here, now you have physical proof that there's someone out in the world who actually enjoyed your review of The Wall. Also, I meant that I wanted to paint your album cover. I uploaded a
Oh,
picture of it on my Instagram page if you want to look at it.
that's so funny. I thought you meant like paint the bricks on there. That's really funny. Well, thank you so much again. You sure this isn't Buildington April Fools?
Sco, thank you for the $5 super chat. I rewatched your reaction to North. So many good laughs in that one. Thanks for all your content. It's been a blast to watch.
Well, thank you so much. What kind of you to say?
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Hoppers, what do you think of Dave Franco as the Insect King? I like a good over the top performance, and I think he brings a little to what is a pretty much one note character.
Yeah, I like it with his regular voice. I like the sped up voice too. I thought he got pretty quickly what that character was supposed to be.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Do you have any sitcoms to watch, like King of Queens or Everyone Loves Raymond? Everybody,
Uh,
sorry.
yeah, I mean, yeah, like Malcolm in the Middle and all those. I'll probably watch the new one when it comes out.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of the new trailer for Masters of the Universe?
Fine. Not jumping out as amazing, but it looks fine.
Okay, and I'm scrolling. There we go. Matthew, thank you for the $2 super chat. How did you come up with your famous intro?
Oh, I don't know. It was just a cute little catchphrase. It sounded right. The whole head swaying thing, I just realized whenever I would talk, I would blink. And for some reason, when I blink, I kind of nod my head. It just felt a little funny to me. So I go a little bit more every single time until now it's just this big, crazy head whip. It's just one of those things where it's like if you watched from the beginning, you would catch on. It's just a weird little thing I do that got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I don't know, maybe it only makes me laugh.
Okay, I mean, technically we have 1 minute. I'm gonna just grab one question here. Rogue Parrot over on YouTube says, "Would you rather re-review Space Jam or Magic Railroad? While I haven't watched the latter in forever, I do have a soft spot for the movie. Saw Space Jam a while back. Maybe good things about both films."
I'll probably do Space Jam. There are fun things about it for just what a product of the time it is. So I'll probably do that one.
Elite over on Twitch says, "Hello, Doug Luther and Super Shrimp. Hope y'all are well. So, Doug, gotta do this, but, actually, the alien you mentioned in Superman that creates kryptonite isn't an alien. His name is Rex Mason slash Metamorpho, who gains abilities to change into many different elements. Many stories have him get his powers from magic and some from science. Thanks for all your content, Doug."
How's the baby look that way then? I guess just a magic baby. I don't know. Okay, well learned.
Bumble Prime, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doesn't look like there's a message attached. Oh no, they wrote it down here. Um, would you collab with Cosmonaut Variety Hour?
Oh yeah, but I don't know if you'd be interested. I think we have kind of different styles, but I'll continue to watch his stuff. I always love his material.
Okay. All right, then that is going to do it for us
Thank you.
this week. Thank you all so much as usual for joining us here today. Just a heads up, once again, there's no Friday stream. This time it's my fault, not just a convention. It's my fault this time. I'll take the ownership for it. There's no stream this Friday night, but there is stream tomorrow with Malcolm over on Twitch, so go check that out. But yeah, no stream on Friday. So great. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of your day. And if you're celebrating, happy Easter if you celebrate that.
Easter.
Okay? Yeah. All right. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you later.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.